Not a moment to waste, my friends. Never is. Let me start with a programming note. By the way, this is Howard Riell. The show is called Riell Truth. Welcome. 2 days from now, Wednesday, my special guest will be Joseph Farah, the man behind WorldNet Daily. We're going to be talking about, well, you're going to have to tune in on Wednesday and listen. A lot of great stuff. I wouldn't have invited him if he wasn't a major leaguer. Item from the Hollywood Reporter. The CBS telecast of the Grammys is down a steep 21% from 2017 in early numbers, potentially spelling an all-time low. Sunday's Bruno Mars-loving Grammy Awards took a steep rating spill by the first available metrics. The show, which ran a bloated 3.5 hours, was off an unfortunate 21% from 2017. Overnight returns from Nielsen Media gave it a 12.7 rating among households, marking its biggest drop since 2013, the year after the show swelled following the death of Whitney Houston. Such a steep drop, however, could very well mean an all-time low for the calendar's biggest music awards once updated numbers arrive, unquote. My friends, I saw a video this morning. Someone was interviewing college students, asking what they thought about President Trump's State of the Union speech. They didn't like it. They felt it was too racist. They felt it was too demeaning. It was insulting. They felt he shouldn't have led a chant. They didn't like a word that came out of Donald Trump's mouth. One little problem, he hasn't given the State of the Union address yet. The connection is, it's young people like these empty-headed college students who watch the Grammys because everyone else has checked out. They're so political, so left, so liberal, so mean-spirited, so nasty, no one cares to watch anymore except maybe the empty-headed, mush-headed kids who are waiting to be told whom to hate. These kids are being told by just about everyone in their lives that Trump is this, Trump is that, you got to hate him, and so they hate every word he says, even if he hasn't said it. Those are the Twinkies who are left watching the Grammys, which is put on by a bunch of very talented Twinkies who haven't got 40 IQ points between them. Now, I'm telling you this, full disclosure, I didn't watch the Grammys, and I wouldn't watch the Grammys because it's crap, as most of the stuff on these days is, especially the award shows. They try and outdo themselves. Who can be harder left? Who can be stupider? Well, thank you very much, music industry. I appreciate it. But I've got important things to do. Listening to a bunch of millionaire pampered nitwits extol the virtues of lowlifes, while at the same time refusing to recognize the greatness of this country and the people who are trying to save it, I've got no time to spare for them. So I hope for 2017 is that the nitwits who put on the Grammys get educated, get smart. They like to think they're so hip. They're not hip. I hope they get hip to what's really happening in this country. It's Monday. It's Riell Truth. This is what's happening right now. Riell Truth will be right back.
I'm Joe Jacobs, CEO of the Patriot Trading, and I would like to encourage everyone to make sure they are prepared financially as the Federal Reserve continues to destroy the value of the dollar. Since the closing of the gold window in 1971, the Federal Reserve has led the way in the explosion of debt and the devaluing of your money. They openly say that they need 2% inflation, which simply means they hope to devalue your money, and they want to do this every single year, year after year. I know it's hard to understand, but the Federal Reserve believes that prosperity, debt, and growth via the evaluation of your future. To learn more about how to protect yourself, visit us at allamericangold.com or call us at 800-951-0592 and protect yourself against the devaluing of your money.
Are you driving a vehicle with hail damage from summer storms? Tired of waiting months to get your vehicle repaired? Dent Vision specializes in painless dent and nail repair. And unlike traditional body shops, Dent Vision gets your back to today's quality. Insurance approved, top quality repairs with lifetime warranty. Call today for your immediate appointment, 970-541-0679. That's 970-541-0679, or look us up at dentvisionco.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Howard Riell, Riell Truth. Brand new week, brand new service, but wait. Let's not rush past some things, all right? Donald Trump was in Davos, Switzerland last week, and what he did for you and for me, for America, was so wonderful. We got to spend a little bit of time talking about it today. Rather than me talking about it, I've got a guy you may have heard of, Rush Limbaugh. He's talking about the great job that Trump did in Davos. Here's El Rushbo.
The Russians and the Americans. Trump wanted to
in exchange for building the wall, ending chain migration, and getting rid of the visa lottery system. Those three things would do tremendous amount of good to secure this nation. What about letting in 1.8 million illegals? Well, you know I'm against that, but it's an opening gambit. That number may well come down, number one. And number two, if you want to hang the blame for this on someone, and you should, don't blame the president because he can't do what he wants. He's got a 51-49 Senate majority, which is paper thin. Now, if he had all the Republicans supporting him, that would be enough. But you've got rhinos, and you know who they are, just like I do, who are traitors, not only to the Republican Party, they're traitors to the American people. They vote against the American people, and because of those traitors, Trump has got to make a deal that he doesn't want to, wouldn't choose to, but is going to have to in order to secure the border. Is it the deal we've been hoping for? No. Just like those Republican senators are not the Republicans we had hoped they would be. As for the Democrats, they have long ago given up any pretext. They are against America and against Americans. Oh, they're all in favor of foreign illegal aliens who come here and commit crimes, but they're not in favor of you and me. And so for about the 13 millionth time, I'm going to ask my listeners out across the state of Colorado, why? Why did you vote Democrat? Why would you vote Democrat? And what the hell is wrong with you if you're planning on voting Democrat ever again? They lie, cheat, and steal, and their target audience is illegals, not you. They want the very best for illegal aliens, not for you and your family. If you're just now coming to that realization, well, welcome. Welcome to Earth. Make no mistake about who the good guys and the bad guys are. It couldn't be more clear. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Stick around.
And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the American News Network. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsored fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help. American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little one at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. Several weeks ago, maybe even a couple of months ago, the David Horowitz Center had what they called a Restoration Weekend, in which it had well-known conservative speakers come and address the issues of the day. Nothing tricky there. Here's a guy named Mark Steyn who is brilliant. He's always on the Tucker Carlson show. Often he sits in for Rush Limbaugh. Here's what he had to say about Donald Trump and the hope for the West. That's us. Here's Mark Steyn. All right, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm loving what Mark Stein is saying. So when we come back in the next segment, I'm going to pick up this video right where he left off. Stein is one of the sharpest tools in the shed. And we all, myself included, have a lot to learn from him. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll go back to Mark Stein. Stick around. Riell Truth.
This farm report brought to you by Nissan Titan. In the race to develop a successful, viable hemp industry, Colorado is now home to the first U.S.-bred hemp seed to qualify. Association of Official Seed Certifying Agency, Certified Seed. Dwayne Sinning, CDA's Division of Plant Industry and Business Director, says this is an exciting time for the industrial hemp industry, and this is a giant step for American hemp farmers. Take the unexpected with Nissan's available intelligent safety shield technology. Innovation at its height.
Are you driving a vehicle with hail damage from summer storm? Tired of waiting months to get your vehicle repaired? Dent Vision specializes in paintless dent and hail repair. And unlike traditional body shops, Dent Vision gets your vehicle back to you in days, not weeks. Insurance approved top quality repairs with lifetime warranty. Call today for your immediate appointment 970-541-0679. That's 970-541-0679 or look us up at dentvisionvehicle.com.
Now this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21.
No one anywhere is more noble, righteous, ethical, and courageous than our United States Armed Forces. These brave men and women and their families put the bill for our freedom every day in the military care practice to let us know that they are in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts. This message is from the Associate at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter on Highway 287 in Lafayette. They're on the air because they care. The business blocker plan reminds us that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early age. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community that is sure they know to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. That's from the business blocker plan located at 366 Grant Street in the Wood. Serving our area since 1943, specializing in natural life PCB and pork and complete custom process. Call 303-688-2246, 303-688-2246. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
All right, guys, welcome back. Howard Riell Truth. We will rejoin Mark Stein speaking at the most recent David Horowitz Restoration Weekend. He's very funny, but more important than that, he's very smart. Here's Mark Stein. And my friends, let me jump in here, because he's not exaggerating. You know, I was not any kind of political wonk when I was a kid. I was interested in what kids are interested in. But I always remember, even from my earliest memories, hearing about government waste, hearing about lying politicians, hearing about politicians who don't care about the electorate. In July, I'm going to be 60 years old. So he's not kidding. For my entire lifetime, the swamp, we call it the swamp today, for my entire lifetime, this professional political class has been thumbing its nose at Americans. So if you want to know why I'm so boldly pro-Trump, it's because he's the first president we've had in my lifetime who was not part of that clique. This is his greatest contribution, don't you get it? Whatever your particular politics, whatever your approach to life, if you vote for one of the professional politicians, you will get screwed. You vote for Trump, and the evidence is there. All you got to do is open your eyes. He's working hard to give the government back to the people in a dozen different ways. And he's only been in office for a year. So whether you're Republican or Democrat, you've got to want your government back. You've got to want to matter. You don't matter as far as the Democrat political class and the Republican political class think. You're nothing to Hillary Clinton. You're nothing to Jeb Bush. But Donald Trump, yes, he's a billionaire, but he's a blue-collar guy from Queens, New York. And that's how he thinks. He thinks the same way I do. I'm from Brooklyn, a few miles away. He really wants to make America great again. He really does. Unlike the political vermin who've been infesting this country ever since I was a little boy, probably earlier than that. Back to Mark Stein.
Used the word in the 70s. Malaise was a blip.
Yeah, they also don't care about them as much as they care about people from other countries who want to come here and go on welfare. Democrats don't give a rip about you. I'm talking to you, Democrat voters. They don't care about you. You're a fool to them. You're a useful idiot. They want your vote. Now, get lost. Because they're servicing another constituency. The illegal aliens. The so-called DACA kids who are now in their 30s. Because people who come from South and Central America, Mexico and those environments, most of them, not all, most of them are going to come here with no education, no job skills, and go right on welfare. That's who the Democrats want. So if you're a Democrat voter, wake up. Smell reality. country can't survive too many Democrat voters. We were at death's doorstep after Obama left office. Thank God, God sent us a Trump. What if we'd gotten Jeb? All right. We're going to take a break now. We're going to come back. Maybe we'll go to Katie Hopkins. We'll see what she has to say at the same confab that Mark Stein was speaking at. She's going to talk to us about immigration. And man, do we ever need to listen to her. Katie Hopkins comes from Europe, where immigration has already doomed the continent. It's in the process now of dooming this continent, unless we stop it. So we'll come back. We'll go to Katie Hopkins and the blessings of immigration. Go nowhere, my friends.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16.
Piccolo's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see any suspicions, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian in the Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5156. 303-757-5156. Chaplain Collins LLC salutes our emergency first responders for their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. They're willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. So let's all take the time to thank our first responders for all they do for us. Also thanking our veterans for the sacrifice they made for our freedom. This message is from Chaplain Collins LLC, with 2 locations in Denver and Fort Collins, serving the community for over 13 years. Visit them online at chapelcollins.com.
Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the person or thing to be seized.
All right, guys, welcome back. Katie Hopkins is a journalist in Europe. That's over beyond New Jersey. And she appears quite often on television talking about the great scourge in Europe, which is immigration from the Middle East. Here's Katie Hopkins talking at the very same confab that Mark Stein was talking about from the David Horowitz Center. Here's Katie.
It's such a pleasure to be. I know amongst people who are prepared to fight for their country. And also, for the record, some people on the Democratic side of things say that I'm a crap Ellen DeGeneres. I'm not her either. Actually, I'm not even gay. I just have short hair. Those are 2 different things. I am a straight, white, conservative female with 1 husband and 3 children under 30. And where I come from, back in Blighty, that virtually makes me an endangered species. I'm on the extinction sort of list, the list of animals that are due for extinction. I'm up there with the black rhino. And he has an advantage because he's black. Black Lives Matter, people. In fact, the threat against me has become a little bit more real of late. I've been kind of under attack myself, I suppose, as so many of us have. Only last week, a lovely lady called Madia Hara. If I got that wrong, I don't apologise. And her partner, they're British, of course. They were in court and they were found guilty of conspiring to commit acts of terror against citizens of the UK, one of which was to decapitate me. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Islamic Extremist 2017 had been romancing a jihadi, and as her wedding gift, she wanted my head on a plate. I was at the top of her list because I am the biggest bitch in Britain. Yes, I am. She bought him a hunting knife, she bought him a plastic dummy to practice his stabbing skills on, and they chatted about the glorious day on WhatsApp. And in a rare example of the British police actually doing the job they've been paid for instead of placating the Muslim mafia or policing my Twitter, she has been found guilty and sent down. All right. She is going down, and she better get used to that in the slammer that she's been sent to. And I live to fight another day. And so here I am, and my message to you resonates with what the boys were saying. I was thinking they're a bit like the Three Wise Monkeys, those guys, aren't they? Except they do hear it, they do see it, and they do say it. So thank God for them. But my message is simple. Do not let this great country become the United Kingdom. Do not allow America to fall as Europe has fallen. Look at us. Let us be a warning. Be better than us. I've watched my country fall apart, and I want to warn others before they let their country do the same. And believe...
My friends, this show is called Real Truth for a reason. What you're hearing from Katie Hopkins, that is real truth.
Me, I love my country. Really hard messages to respond to. And believe me, I am wary of painting too depressing a picture. I have not come here to be part of the fear. I have not come here to talk my country down or to fail to see the good in Britain. But there are some blunt truths I believe it is my duty to tell. You are more likely to be raped in London than in New York. You are more likely to be attacked with acid from a guy on a moped in East London than in Islamabad. And when it comes to terror, the head of the UK MI5 said the risk is now impossible to contain or to control. Serving police officers in Muslim-controlled areas of the UK, email me and allege that the local imam at the mosque is in charge of selecting the police officers he will allow to police his neighbourhood. In a relentless programme of appeasement by the establishment, they continually seem to put the lives of jihadi and the Muslim mafia ahead of the lives of our own daughters. And in the latest recruitment round for the police, white British males were excluded from the day's coaching in how to pass the recruitment day. If you were white and male, you could not go. If you were gay or ethnic or black or any other minority, then you could apply. And I have nothing against those people.
My friends, that's liberalism. That is liberalism. It's out in more force for now in Britain, but it's here too. It's here too. Increasingly, the message that young people in this country are getting is that if you're male and white, get to the back of the line. Well, you're going to have to tell me how that's different from if you're black, get to the back of the line. It's no different. I said on the show many, many times, racism is wrong. Always. No matter what direction it's traveling in, racism is always wrong. And the liberals are always pushing it as policy. We'll be right back.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10.
If catastrophe struck, would your family be prepared? Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Ferris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Ferris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Ferris Survival. The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsors' fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
Item from NBC News. FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe stepped down on Monday. That's today. Multiple sources familiar with the matter told NBC. McCabe will remain on the FBI payroll until he's eligible to retire with full benefits in mid-March, the source said. Unquote. My friends, I have no inside information. I don't know what McCabe has or hasn't done. It certainly seems like he's done something wrong. That's the impression I get in the media. And if he has, he most certainly should not be able to retire with full benefits. Item from Campus Reform. Students and community members at Broward College are outraged after an American flag was used as a doormat by a professor during an art exhibition hosted by the school. Quote, so it appears this is okay to do at Central Campus, Broward County. This is an American flag painted white and cut in half and used as a doormat. BC student and Marine Corps veteran Jess Karcher wrote on Facebook, accompanied by photos of an American flag painted white, cut in half, and lying on the ground. I'm not sure what the message is they're trying to give, but there was a camera taking pictures of people unknowingly stepping on it. Karcher continued. My friends, maybe I can help him. He doesn't understand what the message is. I know what the message is. It's a liberal message of hatred for America. It's biting the hand that has fed these people. It's hatred of America. It is burning like a bonfire on the left and in the Democrat Party. Item from The Independent over in the UK. A YouTube prankster has been criticized after uploading videos of him throwing water in people's faces. In the footage, 22-year-old Arya Masala throws water into people's faces in London months after an acid attack spree. Unquote. My friends, that's quite a prank that this guy Masala did. Very, very, very funny. He should be jailed for the rest of his life. Item from Sputnik News. Footage showing Emmanuel Macron giving autographs to dozens of kids in the city of Clermont-Ferrand swept French media on January 26th, and it was not Macron's eagerness to talk to the children that made the headlines. While President Macron, surrounded by excited children, was trying to give autographs, he found himself in a difficult situation as he had no pad that would make writing easier. The video shows him asking one of his bodyguards for help, with the latter giving the president a writing case made of Kevlar fiber, which can be used to protect Macron from bullets. Unquote. My friends, make of that what you will. Item from NBC Los Angeles. Walmart was set to face a discrimination lawsuit Friday after a woman claimed African-American hair products were locked behind glass at a California store. Unquote. My friends, you got to help me figure this one out. Why would hair products specifically targeted for black Americans be locked up behind glass and not, presumably, hair care products targeting white consumers? Item from Breitbart. The author who wrote Clinton Cash and sparked an FBI investigation into the Clinton Foundation is preparing to launch his highly anticipated investigative follow-up, a book that appears it will be every bit as explosive as his last. On Monday, that's today, publishing giant HarperCollins released the book cover of Government Accountability Institute President and Breitbart News Senior Editor-at-Large Peter Schweizer's forthcoming book called Secret Empires: How Our Politicians Hide Corruption and Enrich Their Families and Friends. Unquote. My friends, I will do my best to get Peter Schweizer on this show. If I can't get him, and I probably can't, but if I can't, we are going to look at this book, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to begin to get wise. Those of us who haven't are going to begin to get wise. I'll be back tomorrow with more Real Truth, my friends. Hasta luego.